up, everybody? Hey, it's the first time using the new rack, all with the all racky racked setup, where I actually felt like I knew kind of what was going on and I had some control over what was happening. The sequencer is very confusing, and it's not confusing. It's just when you, it's like if you take 30 simple things and like 5 really confusing things and you put them together, and then it turns out that even those simple things become very complicated in the heat of battle. But I got the drums working. The drums were okay. I want to get more variety in the drums. I want to be able to get like ratcheting, like so like it'll go boom to 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 boom to, and I know how to do that, but I don't. If I do it, it'll affect too many different things at once, I think, based on the way I'm trying to do it. So I there are other ways, you know. Basically now I'm done buying modules for the most part because I'm pretty much happy with everything I have, although I do have 4 HP, as they say, left. And I'm just going to, once I figure out what that 4 HP is, which is just a little, it's just this size. It's just this size right here. It's 4 HP. And so when I figure out what I want to put there, which it could be two HP modules, which maybe is what I'll do, because I could use more attenuators if anybody knows about this. And attenuators are nice to kind of, again, just all this stuff just gives you more control over what's happening. And with Eurorack, I do feel like you kind of want a little bit of not in your control, you know, especially to make it all seem less mechanical. So when you know, if everything is like computer perfect, then it doesn't, that's a style of music that I'm not super into. I like there to be a little sloppiness in there. So, which just takes more like fiddling and programming to try and get it precise and make every module kind of work together. And I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far. Anyway, how's everybody doing? What's up, Hobbit? Michelle M. Are you a lurker? Thanks for watching if you're still there. And Woody B, what's up, man? Thank you. That's coming from a musician. A musician just told me nice playing. A fantastic guitar player just said that to me, so it basically means I'm the best. Okay, so that was just a short little SunPiss concert there, but maybe a little more later. But I kind of wanted to get off before it went horribly wrong. But and I named this, and it was basic. Part of the naming convention was the stickers I bought. I couldn't use any letters that go down below the line, like a lowercase p, and so I had to make a name, and based on the letters I had left, so I named it Mario Blackview. So the synth is named Mario Blackview. There's better players than me, Woody. Woody says, yeah, I don't believe it. No, I know but you know, you actually know what's going on, and you kind of followed the journey of this, of me getting better at this stuff, and then worse, and then better, you know, just like all things. I've kind of like, oh, that's terrible at first, and it's like, oh, that's not so bad, and then it's like you get a new toy, and then it's like, I can't figure this out, and you suck at it for a while, and then it goes up. But I do feel like the trajectory overall has been fairly positive for me and Mario Blackview and the OPZ gang. Anyway, what'd you guys think of my Tarantino top 5? It was hard. It's kind of, I still kind of can't get over the fact that I didn't have Reservoir Dogs in there. That's so weird to me, because that was such an important movie to me growing up, and it's really pretty flawless. But he just has like 5 better movies, which is nuts. I don't know. I feel like it's going to change. I wonder if people have Jackie Brown as high as I do. I feel like a lot of people will definitely have that in their top 5, but maybe not at number 2. But I think, like Kevin said, he was like, it doesn't really matter as long as you have Pulp Fiction as number 1, which I agree with. But I wonder if anybody else does. Anyway, Woody, are you gonna do any of the couch tour stuff? Are you gonna do any fish stuff? Because I basically got kind of convinced, not convinced, but based on Kevin's recommendation stuff, I watched a few videos, and Billy Strings is coming to Boston, so I'm gonna see him, and he's like playing at a very small venue, and I'm not a huge fan of him. I think he's very good, and I hear good things about his show, so I'm gonna go. But part of it is that I feel like in 3 years, if I want to see him, I'll have to see him at like the stadium. He'll be at like Foxborough. Well, maybe not Foxborough, but it'll definitely be at what we have. It's called, I don't know, people who've lived here a while call it Great Woods, but it's like a big outdoor thing, and it's actually a huge pain in the ass to get to from Boston. It takes like an hour and a half or more, and then there's always traffic when there's a big show there, and there's always traffic too because you have to leave to go to the show around the time that everybody's leaving Boston. It's a disaster. And then after the show, you have to drive this shitty road home, and you're like, you might not be in the greatest physical and mental state after being, at a show for 3 or 4 hours. So, yeah, well, so here's the thing, Woody. There might not be any more YouTube free shows now that this whole summer tour is available. So we'll have to see. But do you know about Mix LX, Mix LR, RL, whatever it's called, Mix RL? What's a good show to watch, says Michelle M. If you have Netflix and you like comedy, I would recommend I Think You Should Leave. If you like kind of murder mystery type, more mature shows with good acting and you have HBO, I would say Mayor of Easttown. That's Mare of Easttown. If you like reality TV, I would recommend Chopped. I think Chopped is one of the best reality kind of game shows, and you can kind of fade in and out if you're not trying to focus on something. If you're into Marvel and you have Disney, I would recommend Loki. I really enjoyed Loki. If you want to go way back and watch some older shows, one of my favorite shows of all times on HBO is called Treme, and it's about the impact of Katrina on the city of Nolans. I like the first 4 seasons of Futurama. The first 10 seasons of The Simpsons. Oh yeah, I did watch Little Girl Blues. No, I know you're not pushing it. Let me just talk about it now. So, I recommend this to people who, if you guys are into, oh my God, now I can't remember her name, which is embarrassing. Oh my God, I want to say Mama Cass, which I know is wrong. Janis Joplin, Jesus, sorry. It's a documentary, and it was like a biography channel special. And yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, I really didn't know anything about her early life. I really just kind of know a few of her songs and like how she's been like in Woodstock type stuff. So it's very informative. I think that she deserves a nice big movie because it's only like 55 minutes and it's definitely well done. But imagine if like Scorsese got her all her material, or somebody made like a 6-part documentary about her. So I think it almost just kind of like whets your appetite. And I do think it's very interesting, and like she had a rough go of it. It really makes you appreciate the story. Anyway, I'm not really saying too much about it, but I can send you an email specifically. Okay, so Michelle, so you like things like Treme, or I mean like Mayor of Easttown, yeah, and it was a bit short. The first season of Treme is really like, I personally like it because especially at the time, every high quality show is about like murder. Like that was all you could make a show about if you were going to make your show cinematic. And then they finally, not that there aren't deaths in Treme, but it's like it's about food and culture and music and dancing and stuff like that. And in America, it's like really at the heart of it. It's about America, and New Orleans is like kind of the most American city in so many different ways because it was a port city very early on, and lots of migrants come in there, lots of different countries, and then it's kind of like the mouth of the melting pot. I know people think it's New York. Yes, though. Yeah. So, back to the Janis Joplin thing is that like they're not diary entries. They're like I guess they are letters. Are they letters or are they diary entries? But basically, of her kind of narrating her own story. So there's a lot of primary source material, as they say. But that was the stuff that made me be like, wow, she's such an interesting character. That's like a movie, like an actress should portray her. I wonder, has anybody done that, Woody? Has there been a Janis Joplin biopic? Because I feel like Margot Robbie will want to do it. She'll like ugly herself up or whatever, because she's too pretty, that Margot Robbie. So she always has to do that when she plays a biopic. She has to be like, I have leprosy, because I'm not believable as this character. Anyway, I feel like I want to recommend something else to Michelle. What's another good one? The new show, which only has 2 episodes, the new HBO show White Lotus. I reviewed the first episode and I was like, I don't really like it. And then after the second episode, I was like, holy crap, I like this show. So I think that show is going to ultimately be good. Yeah, so no one's really done a nice big budget. So I'm sure that'll come. That's coming soon, Who would you want to play Janis Joplin? I guess Catherine Hahn looks a little bit like her. But looks don't really matter. That's not the most important thing. It's like, can they embody the kind of wild spirit, the wild troubled spirit? But you certainly have, with those letters and other recordings and stuff, you do have a good amount of background information on her. So, but it's always tough. Biopics are always tough. But the movie that Woody is talking about is just on YouTube. You can look it up, and it's called Little Girl Blues. It's about Janis Joplin. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna get going. Maybe I'll come back on later. Check that out too. So Michelle, you got 2 things to watch. And if you've never watched The Wire, that's pretty good. But it's a little like gun violence stuff. But I like it. Let me think of one more show, and then I'll go. I can't think of one. Okay. Oh, Mary says Amy Adams. Yes. Yeah, Amy Adams could do it. Yes, you're right. Well, yeah, the voice is important, although they could do some computer fuckery. But yeah, Amy Adams could do it, especially after she kind of did the hillbilly effigy, or whatever it's called. Sweet. All right. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go, and maybe I'll come back on later. But I think Odie is kind of like sitting by the door, so I think she wants to go out. Okay. Take it easy, guys. Bye. Have a good Friday. Okay, yeah, Michelle just finished The Wire. Oh, yeah, so anybody who hasn't watched The Wire, go ahead and watch that. All right, so Michelle, have you gone all the way back and done the godfather of them all, The Sopranos, or Twin Peaks? Those are the two, the moon and the sun that orbit television. There's the freaky moon that is Twin Peaks. That's just kind of the highest form of weirdo, cult, hipster art, unique storytelling that I think is genius. And then there's just straight down the middle of the road, like amazing, classical, operatic storytelling that brought the cinematic experience to the small screen, and that's The Sopranos. And those two just orbit around each other. So check them out. All right. Michelle, subscribe if you are not subscribed, because I've never seen your name pop up, and throw down a like or whatevs. Right. I never